Ziyuan, and I'm currently pursuing a master degree in Shanghai University of Finance and Economics joint with Boston University, and I'm pretty honored to introduce our Chinese localization work about STEM documentation. This is a joint work with my classmate Jun, who's also a student of Sufi, and this whole project is supervised by Dr. Yixuan, who's the main initiator and in charge of our whole project. And we especially thanks to Zhang, who's a former member of STEM governing body and provide many support to this whole project. I'd like to begin with a question. So why should we do the translation? Here's some facts that Chinese enjoys large potential user base. Actually, there's a survey from Ethnology. They estimated that there's more than 1.1 billion Chinese speakers all around the world, compared with 1.5 English speakers. And these Chinese speakers not only in mainland China, but also in the South Asia, like Singapore, Malaysia, and other parts of the world. Another fact that in China, most graduate level courses are taught in Chinese. So the students and scholars cultivated by China, they usually were more adapt to thinking in a Chinese way. And even for the bilingual individuals, they prefer to use their native languages under similar conditions or for some complex understanding. Another aspect is we consider the basin research all around the world. We can see from the picture on the right-hand side, which shows the paper about Bayesian research all around the world from 2020 and 2020. Chinese produced just the second behind USA for the papers about Bayesian research. However, based on that large needs, there's lack of Chinese Bayesian research tools. The most popular Bayesian research tools like STEM or Box, JAX, something like that, they are only usable in English. So many Chinese Bayesian researchers, they face some avoidable mistakes by lacking of the translation. And also another thing is the user guide and the documentation is quite essential to STEM success. We all know that nobody can doing the code without reading the documents or refer to to the user guide. So if we translate these kind of documentation into Chinese, it should be an effective promotion for STEM in Chinese world. Also, there's have to be some successful examples happened before. Like, do you guys know Plants versus Zombies, a game? Actually, when it was translated into Chinese, its sales on App Store increased twice. And also, similar things happened with other programming languages like Python and R. After they were translated into Chinese and have a active community, there's much more people using these programming languages. And also many Chinese developers and programmers contribute many packages and methods for the language itself. So doing the translation can enhance the diversity of STEM community. That's all the background why we began this project. And here's a brief timeline of the whole project. From March 2022, SGB reached out to Chinese STEM community, discussing how to promote STEM in non-English speaking countries. Roughly a year later, Dr. Yixuan answered the call by exploring the initial translation. Actually, he was going to giving a Bayesian research course for the graduate level student in Sufi. and he created a GitHub organization named Sufi Base and encouraged the students to contribute some translation on the GitHub. So by the end of the spring semester of 2026, we have our initial version of the whole document. However, there's some problem with the initial version, like it's translated by different persons, so it's not quite unified, and some character choice is not accurate, and there's some translation mistakes. So from the summer of 2023, we're doing the refinement work to irritate the whole document and improve the quality. Our latest version, now we have successfully completed the first round of proofreading and upload all the documents on the GitHub. So for the latest version, all the basic tasks can be read fluently in Chinese, and all the English lines have a corresponding translation below the paragraph. Here's the first simplest way to access to the latest version. You just search the Sufi Base on GitHub, and you can view it on GitHub. Click on any QMD files, and you can find something like this page. But it's not a good reading experience. So you can have another choice that you can render the documentation locally. First, doing the same thing like going to GitHub and download the project. Then for preparation, install Quarto first on your local machine. Using the command line to enter the dictionary where you download the project. Using the command I print here to do the renders, and all the HTML files are located in the underlying book folder. If you open the locally HTML, it's just like something like a web page with all the navigator working and all the formula corresponding to the description and the sentence. We do have made some problems, and we want to share these kind of things to help other translation team working on other languages to avoid some mistakes we have made. So before the translation, the main challenge we face is we need a bunch of people who have a solid background about Bayesian or statistics. And the solution for this is to like the students who taking Bayesian statistics courses to do the translation. And the second problem is to deal with the machine translation and the not unified problem. So the solution is to continuously iteration the whole document. To be more specific, first thing we met in the proofreading is how to do the chapter allocation. We have 2 people doing the proofreading. Even this, despite the small number, sometimes we can't like efficiently separate all the works. Like we sometimes working on the same chapter at the same time. One thing is difficult to assess the workload, and the second thing is that sometimes it may lead to version conflict, which is a more large problem. The version conflict occurs so often that it occurs when some texts are edited at once, or some files uploads are overwriting others, or the local copy out of sync with the GitHub, or the we two working on Windows and another one working on Mac. So the system difference also cause merge issues. Finally, after the discussion and trying, we have a working pretty well workflow to deal with this kind of problem. first, the most important thing is to create a large process table. It's something like Google Doc, but Lark is a Chinese company who doing this is like Google. So everyone in the team can reach to the table and can check the process of all the chapters, like which chapter is being under proofreading and which chapter has finished. And we also mark some of the length of the chapter, so the workload can also be evaluated. With the Lark progress table, we after the proofreading, before the proofreading, we first check the status. If this chapter is not being proofreaded, we do this kind of things and immediately sync this down profile to the GitHub. After uploaded to the GitHub, we update the status in the Lark progress. This kind of workflow can, in the largest content, to keep our work and run smoothly for a wide people working on the same documentation. I also draw a flow chart on this side. And another important thing is translation things. Yeah, maybe that somebody think that translation is quite simple and it's just time consuming, but you know that there's poor quality translation appear everywhere. Actually, this sentence means eat is a blessing and saving is a virtue. It's just these kind of things occur because there's some abbreviation in China, and it can't be recognized successfully by the machine. And sometimes these kind of things occurs when you do English translation into Chinese. Here I list more detailed challenges in the translation. First is how to choose appropriate words and technical terms. Sometimes the one word, when you translate into another language, some people translate it by the sounds, and some people translate it by the meaning. And there's many different versions of translations around the whole market. And when we do the proofreading, we have to make sure that every technical items in the whole document is the same, so the readers cannot be confused when they see different terminologies. And also there's a difficult to translate between different language systems because the grammar is so different that if you translate the sentence term by term, the meaning can't be actually captured by the readers. And also there's other problems like you should consider the context, and there's lower error tolerance for technical documentation, and if the sentence containing formula and the equation is also hard to be recognized by the machine, and these kind of things need to be corrected by human beings. Here we made a glossary for all the important keywords we think important in the whole documentation for the references. So these kind of things can make sure that all the sentence can use the only one translation words for some terminologies. Also, for some terminologies that there's different versions of translation popular, we also put the other popular translation from another column, and we also explain what the meaning of the characters. So there's also some discussion from our members to talking which translation is better. From our whole project, at the very beginning is quite volunteerable, but after we finished some of the work, Dr. Zhang reported our work to SGB, and we applying for small development grants from non-focus. These funds approved by the end of 23, and it will be used for re-imbue previous contributors of the project and can recruit translator to refine the translation. more than translation, what we want to do is to building a Chinese STEM community which can increase more discussion from the Chinese speakers who's doing Bayesian research, and maybe they can contribute to the development of STEM. For the future perspectives, we plan to follow the updates with the official STEM documentation and the future launch of the official documentation with the website, STEM's official website. And also we try to expansion the Chinese community resources. To finish this, we need more like volunteers. I know there's not Chinese people sitting here, but from the video, I hope that more Chinese speakers can see these kind of things and help our refinement work of the project. And here, thanks for STEM community and thanks for Capital of Statistics, thanks for School of Statistics and Management of SUFI who provide platforms for our to discuss and communicate. And these are all the members who contribute the translations for our GitHub repository. Thanks. Please.
So I previously helped edit a small part of like this. It's like a data, maybe like an art book for translating from English to Spanish. And there's so many different regions that say the same thing. We all say it very differently, like different countries.
Yes.
How are you, like, what are you adopting in your translation in terms of like, is there like a neutral Chinese that you're trying to, or is like so many different areas might translate it very differently?
Okay, that's a really a good question. Like in Chinese, there's also many different anecdotes or different dialects, something like that. People pronounce differently, but however, we use the same character. For the written words, we're using the same written words. And there's also a difference from simple Chinese and complex Chinese, which are more used to the Hong Kong or some part of the South Asia, but like most Chinese readers, they can read all the characters, even they pronounce differently in different accent. I hope this can solve your problem. Please.
So first of all, thank you for doing this work. I'm wondering, are you aware of any professors and lecturers in China who want to use STAN and the documentation to teach their graduate courses or use courses?
I shouldn't close my computer. My supervisor, I listed in the open page, he was taught the Bayesian research course in Shanghai University of Finance and Economics using STAN. In 2023, last year. I don't know whether he put his teaching videos online, but actually STEM is not quite popular in China due to the problems I listed at the very beginning. But after the translation work was done, and if it can be popularized by, if it can be reported by the official STAN, maybe there's more Chinese users who can join into this whole large community and contribute more to our whole community. And Dr. Zhang wants me to show his grades to all the SGB members, that he was unable to attend the conference, but he do concern a lot about the whole community and our project. Thank you.